This problem is a checkpoint for multiple representation of portions. It will be referred as checkpoint 5. For each portion of a whole, write it as a percent, a fraction, and a decimal. Also show it as a picture or situation. Use a portion web to organize your answers. So this is very important. They're saying that this problem is going to be a checkpoint 5, which means you need to be very familiar. You need to by now know how to do all those problems. Specifically, they're saying multiple representation of portion. Portions are portion of a whole, like a part of a whole. We're to write it as a percent, fraction, and decimal. And not only that, they want us to do either a picture or situation, so you can decide which one. And we also want to organize our answer using the portion web. So here's the portion web that we've been learning in class. So there's the connection decimal, fraction, percent, and words or picture in the middle. And you could do it in any order you would like. So let's start with example A. So if I'm given a decimal, so let's see, what are the words of the decimal? We could write them right away, or we could actually start with a fraction. Remember, you gotta count. There's the decimal place that separates the whole with the part. So how many decimal places do we have after that? 2. So right away we can write this is the fraction 23 out of 100. And then in words, we could say 23 hundredths, the THS, because it's part of that. I said it in words, but you want to pause the video and write it. Now, as a decimal, we have it, and now we have the fraction. Now, what is that in a percent? So I could write, well, this is equal because it's right out of 100. So right away, you have the percent set up because of that 100. So it will be 23. If I do a picture, again, I like my pictures to be out of 100 as well, and each square to be like 10%. So the beginning will be 0%, and then at the end will be 100. So let's see, 20, 30, 40, 50 will be halfway, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100%. And then as a number line, and then where's 23 at? So there's the 20, and then I need 3 more. So if I zoom in my picture, I can use 1, 2, 3 more. So right here will be the number. So this will be the portion or the part of 23 as numbers, or 23 out of 100. So that's the visual representation. Now they did ask us to organize as a web, so I use equal sign, but let's rewrite it as a web. So I'm gonna use that picture. So I have the decimal, then on top I'm gonna say, well, 23 out of 100. Percent, they want it on the side, 23%, and then I'm gonna write the words in here. So 23, and then thousand THS, because it's parts of it, not 23 like $23,000. It's parts, so we use that THS. So I already helped you with letter A, so you want to do similarly for B, C, and D. Now I'm noticing that D has a denominator of 25, so perhaps I will help you right now with letter D, and you can try the rest on your own. So I'm given 17 over 25, and in order to easily change it to a decimal or percent, I really want to have out of 100. So how do we change a 25 to become 100? So one way I can think of counting by 25 or counting by quarters, there's my pattern. It will be the fourth one. So this is times 1, times 2, times 3, times 4. So if I multiply by 4, top and bottom, I'm creating equivalent fractions. And the multiplication is basically the giant 1. So the equivalent value will be whatever that number is, so you need to go 17 times 4. You could do it vertically or the area model. So 10 plus 7 is 17 times 4. So you could do the area model, whichever you prefer for the multiplication, to find 17 times 4, record it, and then use the notes from what I showed you in picture A to finish the problems on your own.